subscribe. In case you didn't know, my government name is Whiskey Pierre Lewis, but I prefer Moses. Hopefully I can change it one day to Moses leading in Israel. That is the goal. But for today, we're going to be talking about what's coming up on the channel. So I already did the taxes, right? It was actually successful. It was pretty good. I was doing it in a rush, so if need be anything that I would have to go back to, I have some documents that I can throw in there, but I put as much as I can. Regarding the business, if I left anything out, it was just little knickknacks of things that I purchased to for the channel, like a couple of shirts, and like tape I purchased. Yeah, like tape I purchased and stuff, you know. But I put in the heavy stuff, which is the heavy equipment that I got, the embroidery machine. If you're here, like and subscribe. Let's see who's here. See the chat. All right. Don't be afraid to say hi. But yeah, there's big things happening. I also wanted to focus on the fact that the whole time I've been doing this channel, I have a Epson 7800 that actually now a friend of mine gave me from my congregation. Well, my previous congregation I was involved in. Now I'm more like just watching videos and, you know, learning some stuff. But yeah, so try to pay attention to this guy that's on this, going extra slow. I drive with a stick shift, so anytime somebody does something, I have to pay extra attention to them because I have to be able. I stop on a dime, but the person behind me, they're automatic, so they tend to come to a slow stop. So now, why is that important? It's important because with the DTF process that I got going on, I currently use my Epson 1400, and the Epson 1400 is doing great, but it's got like some limitations. Right, so the largest I can print on it is a 13 by 19, which is excellent actually. But I want to be able to roll out multi like prints, and I have to wait like. And actually, you don't wait that long with my Epson 1400. I barely wait more than, I say more than 5 minutes. The most I've waited is like 4 minutes. So that printer is really great. The white channels are really good. The thing is, I may have to tweak it a little bit to make it more white, so I can get a more opaque white for the background, and then that way I can have the image, the colors pop out more. But that's what's going on with DTF. As far as also with the 7800, since a friend of mine from the congregation had given to me, you know, my goal for turning it into DTF is preferably because, just so you know, I'm not actively participating in the congregation I was in before. I do watch the videos and stuff and try to keep up in the chats, but you know, with my house situation, I kind of let that go for a while. Yeah, amongst other things I got going on. But other than that, Yeah, so this good friend of mine had given me the DTF printer, and the whole goal of this guy is a Acrorip. He's turning on a no-turn lane when he could have gone to the turn lane before he got to the no-turn lane. Now cars are going around him. Anyways, alright, just got around. Good stuff. Anyway, so again, I'm driving, so I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Because I got a lot I'm thinking about saying, but I can't say it all at once because it'll just come out as gibberish. But yeah, the whole goal of me talking about the Epson 7800 is because I want to see if it's possible to turn it into a DTF printer. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't used it on the channel, I did show it, but I didn't use it. The reason why is because one of the ink heads for some reason is broken, and I gotta replace that. With everything that was going on with the channel and the business, and at one point when I was like really heavily involved, like in the congregation, whatever, like I was doing a lot of posters. Like my HPT 100 did at least close to 1,000 posters, and I got a lot of practice off it. I had some that weren't so good, but majority of the ones that were really good, it turned out good results. I learned how to tweak my HPT 100 to be able to do posters, and then eventually I was asked to do posters that were just waterproof, so I got into lamination, which is why you saw me do the laminating video. With the laminator, I got the 13x19, and you know, to tell you the truth, if you get a laminator that's 13x19 because you're on a budget, don't worry about other jobs, because the majority of posters you get and portraits of people are usually the biggest 13x19, because they don't really have frames that can fit larger than that, and when they do, the 16x20 is usually a lot of money, so you don't want to spend that much money on frames. So if you get a 13x19 laminator, you should be good to go. Other than that, back to the T38 Epson 3800. I mean 7800. Yeah. So the goal with that is like mentioned it towards the end. What I'm trying to get, and the reason why is because I want to involve my family and help me in the shop and doing stuff, because it's at home. You know, what's the point of me going to the shop downstairs and doing stuff? Everybody just sitting upstairs missing me and wanting to like be involved because they want to hang out with me. So my goal for this year on the channel is to involve more people as far as the shop goes, to help out, and actually for us to push out more goods, whether we just samples or actual goods. Meet the different clothes and say, hi, hey, what's up? What's going on? But yeah, I have gotten a couple more things, and like I said, like yeah. So anyways, I'm talking ahead of myself. I want to just finish talking about the Epson 7800. It's a really large format printer. It can print I think maybe a little bit larger than 24-inch wide, 2 feet by 100. That's like, I think, 8.5 feet. So I want that to be more incorporated in the business, because you know what? For the brother donating this to me, I want to be able to give them the capability of doing like DTF prints or sublimation, whichever one works out. But with sublimation, you need more presses. I'm pretty sure DTF can go on nylon, 100% polyester, 100% cotton, 50-50 blends. That's multi fabrics mixed together, whether it be all types of fabrics. So DTF can go on basically almost anything. I say almost anything. Even wood, in case you didn't know. But yeah, so having that capability with that large printer, I can provide him with more prints and a way of saying thank you. You know, just being able to give him like multiple DTF prints, and if he needs more, he can always come back. The goal is to just do it and you know, basically give it to him as much of the work free can actually be, you know. So that's the whole goal with the Epson 7800. Once I get it up and working, the good news is I don't have any equipment I'm going to be sampling, trying out, doing samples on, tweaking. So I'm gonna have a little bit more time to actually work with the equipment, and once I do, it'll be a great incorporation to what is already so it would be a great incorporation to the business, simply because DTF is like, can go on anything. And if you do it like in a style where it's like screen printing, where it has those like multiple holes, you can do larger prints. So that's one of the things I want to do. Hopefully, if Big Boy is watching this, he can like hook me up with some help, because being able to fix those print channels, fixing the print head, getting cartridges that actually fit and can be reused with reusable chips. I believe this Friday is when I'm going to purchase the cartridges. Now, the reason why I want to purchase the cartridges is because I want to see if, well, I have to purchase the cartridges, and then also I have to go on what's that place called, eBay, to see if they have any like not print heads, but yeah, if they have print heads for the printer, because I may need to get a second print head, because I don't know if the last person burned out the print head. And speaking about that, eBay and also print heads and printers, I'm going to talk about that Epson 7620 I purchased and what happened to it, right? So yeah, that's what's going on with the 7800. Hopefully I can get like as much DTF transfers as possible. He's already got a heat press, so literally all he needs is just the transfers. You know, the shirt, obviously he can get shirts anywhere he wants, and once I give him the transfers, I'm good to go. Now the question is probably, wait, why did he give you such a large printer? Number one, the printer's broken, not really serviceable. It does turn on, which is a good sign. Next step is I'm going to try to see if I can get software for it to download on my laptop. And once I can download on my laptop, I'm going to see if by doing by telling it to press something. If the print heads move, then that means something, because if the print head doesn't move at all, and that means whoever gave it to him, whether he purchased it or got it, it was a dud. It was sitting there and they didn't want to put in the work to fix it, because that printer costs a lot of money, parts cost a lot of money, and materials cost a lot of money. But you know, here at Levi Apparel, we do DIY, and we go to YouTube University that tells everything I need to know, that says everything I need to know on how to properly maintenance and fix the printer. So at the end of the day, if I can service this printer, whether it be hardware, software, well, it's definitely hardware. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I got a telemarketer that was calling me in regards to like helping me with Google setups for the company. Whatever. I already got my Google account, all that set up for the company, website, all that. So I'm not really in a rush to try to get things pushed out. I'm still working on it. But anyways, that's what's going on with that. So I'm gonna end at 7800, the FC 7800. So here I have it. I'm gonna see how I can make use to it because this is a printer, you know. Because DTF can go on shirts, even mugs, right? I believe mugs. You may have to try it out. I haven't tried it, but I know it can go on any hard surface. Very on the surface, those surface are, but as far as I know, some people are trying it and it's been good so far. So who knows? Now, how long it lasts on those hard surfaces, it depends on how it's supplied, what it's supplied to, and how long, how much of a durability that product has. Or actually, I'm trying to say how many times that product is used and how much damage is put to it. Like if it's washed all the time, if constantly it's being scraped, because that will have an effect on the artwork for the ETF printing. But yeah, other than that, you know, that's the whole goal. I'm praying that Musa allows me the possibility to do that because that would really help this guy out. And also to say thank you for being able to provide me with such a interesting machine that can do way more than what the manufacturers that can do. But in order for me to actually make it work, I gotta invest a lot into it. Like a lot. Maybe not money, but I have to invest a lot of time and labor, which is why I had to push it to the side and I worry about it because I was getting, at the time, I did not have a DTF printer. I had to get the DTF printer. I did not have a summation machine. I had to get one. I didn't have a light tool. I had to get one. A inverter machine. I had one color. I have a multicolor. So that's what's going on. Next subject. So this this is the month I was born in. I was born February 9th. And I'm really not trying to focus and doing much in this month, you know, because I just want to relax. Other than that, like, oh, if you're wondering why I didn't say the day I was born on the day I was born, I don't celebrate birthdays. So that's why I didn't come on and like talk to you guys and tell you guys, hey, it's my birthday or whatever. So, but yeah. So with February, it's Black History Month. I was thinking about just doing like a regular shirt, DTF, whatever. And no, actually, I have 100% polyester. So I'm thinking about doing a 100% polyester shirt for somebody and also for me. And what it's going to incorporate is like, I don't know, just an image based on Black history, pretty much. You know, so I'm gonna do that before the month is over, and that way I can have something for this month. I was going to talk about this I did right here, and but it's a bag that I did for somebody, and it's actually glow in the dark. I didn't show you the making of it and all that stuff because it's a little bit private, but I will definitely be showing you some things that I'm doing. My own brand, like my brand. Because I have the bag, I have a bag myself, and I'm thinking about maybe doing a Levi Apparel logo and just put it out on silhouette and like just put it on the bag so it can like represent this bag that I just showed you and how to actually do glow in the dark bag. So that's what's coming up. Other than that, some bad news. Woo-wee. So if you guys haven't seen the video yet, I showed you an unboxing for my 7820. Oh man, I was so excited about that printer. It's got 2 places you can print from. So it's got 2 cartridge holders, right? The cartridge holder is where the paper, sits until it's ready to be fed to the feed sheeter, and then the ink head lays ink on it, and it comes out and you can print. So I got it, and the person was using regular ink on it with a refillable cartridge. That's fine. I already use refillable cartridges, so I was good with that. But the ink he was using was like regular ink, not sublimation ink. So it kind of messed me up because when I went to go put regular ink on it, man, it clogged the printer. When I went to go put sublimation ink on it, it clogged the printer. So I had to unclog the printer. I unplugged the printer. It started printing. Prints looked good, and then eventually it decided it didn't want to print. So I'll try printing the images would just come out blank. So I was like, okay, well, you know what, whatever. I was gonna show you a video how to convert a DTF light color printer, which is basically my Epson 7710 that I had converted to DTF. I unconverted back to sublimation, which was easy. All I did was basically do a couple of print head cleanings. One thing I will mention, if you do ink head cleanings and it seems like it's not printing all the images, sometimes the cartridges are not being recognized, so the printer is not telling the cartridge to push the ink through, or it's not forcing the cartridge to push the ink through. So because of that, it believes like the cartridge is empty, so that's why it may seem like it's not printing. I came across that, and as soon as I recognized it, I was able to remove all the cartridges, let the printer turn on without the cartridges. Then it asked me where's the cartridges, and then I put in the cartridges, right? And now that it recognized cartridges was in there, it also recognized it wasn't genuine Epson cartridges, and it asked me, do I want to continue? I said yes, and then before you know it, I did a print head cleaning, all the colors came out, and now my Epson 7710 is now back to sublimation printing. Why did I do that? We're gonna go back to the Epson 7620. So for some reason that printer decided it did not want to print. So I say, you know what? Whatever. I reconverted my Epson 7710 back to a sublimation printer. So now I can print 13x19 sublimation printing. And I can go ahead and do the video that I wanted to do on sublimation with all over print. That's part of the reason why I've been having issues doing the video, because I've been trying to convert this printer, but the issue the printer had was, number one, the inkwell was filled to the top, So by the time I had done enough prints, it had gotten to the amount of close to 2,000 prints, even though I just got it. But the person who did it used it so much, like they used this printer to the max, and then after that they just threw it away by just throwing it to eBay instead of just trashing it, you know. So after they had just trashed it, what ended up happening was, I mean, after they had just put it on eBay, I picked it up, and then when I tried to do the printhead cleanings and all that, it had maxed out the amount of prints that it did. It came to its basically the life of the printer was done, and now the printer is resting in peace. I'll tell you why. I was doing a printhead cleaning and it looked like everything was great, and I decided, you know what, let me do I did one of those maintenance thing where you just flush out all the eggs. I set it up to print, everything was coming out great, and then it decided, you know what, that last printhead cleaning was my, I think, 2020 amount of prints. I'm done. And it just completely shut off. It turned off completely. Like I thought maybe the printer had like one of those, sounds like it needs a new maintenance box. I changed the maintenance box already because it was filled with ink, and then I got the error code, so I recognized what the error code was and I changed the maintenance box. So the maintenance box is where the ink goes. Oh, let me recognize the person that just showed up. All right, Beverly Wilson, how's it going? Thanks for liking and subscribing. All right, if you haven't already. Yeah, so the printer decided, you know what, I'm done. It went night-night, you know, like it literally shut down after its 2020 prints. I was like, wow. So I mean, I can't blame the printer. It's maxed out its amount of prints that it can do. I'm pretty sure these Epson printers have a max amount of prints that they do before they shut down, you know. As you know, most companies, they add certain things to the chips and to the device where if it does certain things, it reaches life capacity, then it either shuts down or it starts glitching or things starts happening to make you purchase more, because these printers, after the 7620, like there was so many other prints coming in. I mean, other printers coming in. You had the 7710, the 7720, the after that you had the 70 the 700, the 750. Like they just kept popping them up, right? Planned oscillants. I don't know, maybe I read it wrong. I'll check it back. But anyways, so as I was like, so there's so many different versions. Like I think they did something to like make these printers just stop, because immediately after us YouTubers or content creators start getting these printers and we start converting them, before you know it, they came out with another one, then they came out with another one, and before you know it, now they're on, because they realized we weren't buying the what is it, the 750 F750 whatever, that sublimation printer, because that thing was like a lot of money, man. Like I'm not spending $2,000 on a printer, man. Like get out of here. So you know, especially when I can convert one and make it do what I want, and then if there's issues, I can always do like large prints by doing tiling. So the heck with you with your large printer. So when they realized we weren't buying that, they started making the eco tanks. That's one reason why I grabbed one of the eco tank I have. Not because I have a funny feeling like after, even though I converted the Epson 7710 and it hasn't done anywhere near 1,000 prints. I basically done, because I do more vinyl than I do sublimation and anything else. So I only do sublimation when it's multicolors. If it has artwork that's just too complex, and I just want to print the image and just lay it on the substrate, whether it be whatever apparel it may be, that's when I do sublimation. Other than that, I don't really focus on doing sublimation like that, which is why my printer is pretty much in tip-top shape. Plus, it's the 7710. I got it like probably 2-3 years ago, you know. So my printer is, and also I keep up with the maintenance. I also do printhead cleanings, and I make sure it's running up to par. I also have an extra maintenance tank, so that way if it runs, if the ink is filled up too much, I can just replace it with a brand new one, right? So that's what's going on. And so the Epson 7620, it kicked the bucket. It decided it does not print it. That's fine. The good news is I already dropped them taxes, so I got all the money back. In case you don't know about professional or a financial representative or anything like that, I just do my own thing, and as I'm doing it, I'm basically talking about it and for the channel and the purpose of this business growing, and others who want to see how to make their own stuff grow. Anyway, with all that said, whenever you purchase an item, it's for your business. It's considered negative profit. So whenever you do your taxes, like if you purchase a flat screen because you want a flat screen in your print shop. Why? Because you do YouTube and you want to be able to see the comments, and also because you want to be able to design your artwork without squinting your eyes, you know. Let's say if that's like 1,000 or something like that, you can drop that on your taxes and get that difference back as negative profit, so that goes on return back to you as a credit, I guess. Either way, if you already get money, it just adds more money to your taxes, period, for your business. So yeah, I already dropped that on the business. I already got it back, the difference of what I spent on it, and now that it decides to kick the bucket, whatever, you know. What I will do is the difference of what I got back for that printer and the fact that it's not working, plus a little extra of the other printers and machines that I got, I'm gonna use some of that profit to invest in a new e-press machine. All right. So the Epson 7620 is gone. It died. It doesn't want to turn on anymore. No matter what I do to it, I unplug it, I let it sit, I plug it back, nothing, zero, nada. I don't know if the chips are fried, if it decides to get the bucket, whatever. It's an old printer. The manufacturer, the person who purchased it, this was their original printer, and they bought it a long time ago. So I believe it's more than 5 years ago. And usually the life expectancy of an appliance or any electronic product is usually 5 years. Anything further is considered an excellent product. But it usually takes a lot of maintenance and replacing parts for it to last way longer than its expectancy. But yeah, that's what's going on. The Epson 7620 has hit the bucket, and that's fine. into taxes. I'm just gonna take that and purchase a. Well, actually, I have been wanting to change back my FC70 720 to DTF because it was doing really good. And when it comes to sublimation, I actually want to do sublimation with what I have already. I have a smaller Ecotech printer, and I don't know. I might not. Actually, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. If I have the need, I will. But I was looking at a sublimation printer that was an Ecotech. It's not really a sublimation printer, it's just a regular Ecotech printer. And you know, with Ecotech, whatever ink you add on to, that's what it'll print, so long as the ink can go through the print head. It's got no problems. You know, I would not ever convert Ecotech to a DTF. The reason why is because in my area of expertise when it comes to DTF, I noticed the cartridge itself has a the water that's in it seeps up to the bottom. Now, in case you don't know about water, usually if you have water, let's say if you take water and sand and you shake it real nice, the sand will float around the water, but eventually with time, all the sand is going to settle down. The water molecules like to be around each other, so then they're gonna try to get on top. So because of that, I don't want to use a Ecotech printer because the minute that the ink separates, you're gonna have to do a lot of mixing. And I like to, like for example, I've left my DTF printer now for a month without printing. All I do is I take off the white ink, shake it a little bit, do like 1 or 2 ink head cleanings, and then I start printing my DTF prints. That whole clogging issue is because when you're doing the CIS system, I think it's called, that's when you get real clogging, right? But if you're doing cartridges, you just remove the cartridge, shake it up a little bit, do a print head cleaning, and then you're done. And if you think your print head is having issues, you lay down some baby wipes, run the ink head through it a couple of times, and then let the ink head sit on it for like overnight or something like that, or a couple hours, and then do your print head cleaning, and that right there cleans all the gunk, all the nasty stuff off the ink head. You don't have to worry about anything else, and you're good to go. Alright, so that's DTF for you. It's really good. So I forgot what I was talking about DTF. But anyways, this is like a what's going on with the channel type of thing. So I'm just thinking what's something I got going on. But yeah, so that's the FC70 710. I'm gonna convert it back. And I was thinking about getting Ecotech, and I was explaining about the whole process. Yeah, so that's why I go cartridge. And also, hey, if I want to convert the printer back, I don't have to worry about it. I just remove the cartridge, put in cartridges that's regular ink. You know, with a Ecotech, you can convert it back to regular ink too, but you have to remove all the ink, and that takes time and effort that I really don't want to put in. You know, can you do DTF with the Ecotech? The answer is yes, and definitely yes. But mixing the ink, you have to mix. I think you have to. From what I got from other content creators, you literally have to take the printer and wiggle it around a little bit to mix up the ink. The whole printer. The only issue I have with that is like I'm a little bit worried about the ink itself getting out of the printer and getting into stuff. But I mean, they have a capping system that's on top of each one so it doesn't leak. I think the reason why is in case you're transporting it from place to place, in case you drop it, it doesn't like leak all over the place, all of like suddenly, unless you just leave it tipped over, then definitely eventually that may or may not happen. But yeah, so that's the whole reason why I don't want to get a Eagle tank and convert it to sublimation. I mean, DTF, because I don't think it's worth it. Even with the Epson 7820 I'm getting, I'm not gonna do the CIS system. I'd rather buy the cartridges, remove it, shake it, and then put it back in, instead of having to do all that. Like, and if the line is clogged, all I have to do is just literally just get a second cartridge that's just regular solution, like cleaning solution, let it clean itself, and then I'm good to go. It'll clean the printheads, and then I just start printing. So that's what's going on. And as far as DTF, that's like my #1 goal, to just go back to the Epson 7710 and then eventually getting a Eagle tank for the sublimation, like the small one I have. Man, that thing is amazing. The plan is to do some mugs with it and small apparels. I do not plan on doing any what's that thing called? Like any large format printing with it. I want to leave that small print and just do small prints. So that's the goal. But yeah, so right now the shop is pretty much it. I have I have content for embroidery coming up. I have content for sublimation, DTF, vinyl, different type of vinyls. I'm also going to be talking about why it's important to have a vinyl cutter, because even though you have a DTF printer that can go on any like type of apparel or substrate that you want, it's also good to have a vinyl cutter. And it's also good to have a sublimation printer. I may do a few videos where like I combine 2 or 3 machines together and say this is why it's important to have these machines if you plan on doing X, Y, Z. Just to give like a... Sorry, I think there's like the firefighters just trying to get through, but I don't see them currently, and traffic's looking a little bit crazy. So yeah, so that is what's going on with the channel. I also have that merch I'm about to start pushing with my brand. Oh, speaking about the brand, I don't know if I mentioned it, but the guy I did these bags for, he's actually a that thing. He's a trademark designer. I mean, a trademark, I don't know what you call it, representative something. Anyways, he's one of those people that's like the lawyers that go in and I don't believe he's a lawyer, I don't know, but he has a business where he basically learned about trademarking and stuff. He went to school for it, his guy's degree and all that stuff. And what he does is he helps people set up trademarks. And he wanted this bag, so I did it for him. Now, the special thing about this bag is glow in the dark. And this ties into the conversation I'm about to talk about right now, why having at least 3 different machines that do 3 different things is important. With DTF, I'm pretty sure they have glow in the dark ink, but so far I haven't seen it, and I already have DTF ink in my printer. Like, I would have to get a separate cartridge that's glow in the dark cartridges, right? Ink cartridges. Do print head cleaning and throw it in there and hope that there's no clogging between the inks, between the regular DTF ink and the what do you call it, fluorescent, whatever. Oh, that's the word, they call it fluorescent. So I don't plan on doing that at all, even if it's like glow in the dark, because I'd rather have the actual material to do glow in the dark. Like, I gotta show it to you. So this print right here, if you no, you can't because it's too bright outside. But if you were to if we were traveling and it was dark, that print would glow in the dark. So that's glowing. What I'm using, what I used was glow in the dark vinyl, and I just cut out the image on Silhouette, threw it on the Silhouette printer, and then heat press it onto the bag, you know? This is something that I would not want to try with DTF. Even DTF has a lot of capabilities. I would not want to try it, you know? But having a vinyl cut is clutch, because now I was able to actually use the vinyl cutter to do like this glow in the dark design, and I was able to put it on the shirt, you know? So yeah, it's always been like my main focus, using the vinyl cutter. Also, you know what? I think I'm gonna try to do a like, my shop right now is pretty decent. I think I can, before I throw away the Epson 7620, you know, because I want to talk about a little bit more how much it sucks. Nah, it's playing. So it's a good printer. It's just, it's gotten to its life expectancy. When the guy listed it, he mentioned that it had more than 1,000 prints done already, which is an exaggeration, because who knows how many prints other people have done that he doesn't know about. He only knows it's been sitting there since he started his business, and he's been doing so many multiple prints with it. Unlike me, he was the type of guy that had an actual shop, so this thing kept on printing every single day, you know. So if he had it for 5 years, he's doing more than 1,000 prints. You know, so, but yeah, so I got the shop ready. Everything is in there, all the equipment I can ever imagine, dream. Like, if I look back to my old video on how I started the shop, basically everything I mentioned happened. We grew, we got out of the shop, and oh, if you're wondering, I'm planning on getting a haircut. It's just been a little bit busy. But yeah, so things are happening, and I'm hoping that moving forward we start doing more content creating. Also, for like the army and stuff, in case you're wondering what's going on with that, like, I'm pretty much done. So since I'm done, I can have more time to focus on being more creative with my channel, more focused on, also I want to go back to school, and the reason why is because I was already in the process of finishing my degree. I had like 5 classes left, and this is a great time to go in the dark. No. Dang it. I went under the bridge and it got dark. I was gonna show you this, but how it glows, but it didn't happen. It's alright. Anyway, so like I was saying, like I was almost done my degree. I had to stop. Me got in the way a little bit, and then life happened. So the plan is to go back, finish my degree, and then be done with it. In case you're wondering, I work in the lab. I was planning on finishing my lab degree, but having this channel, Levi Apparel, and being able to do art designs and stuff like that, I actually before I went back to school for lab, I actually went to school for art, and I was doing a lot of like stuff pertaining to designing and like creating, and art has always been my passion. I'm actually past the high school I used to go to, where I went all the way to AP Art, Advanced Placement Art. I was even, while I was going to high school, I was in college learning about art. So art is something I've always loved, but the issue with artists, we're not business savvy, and no one ever tells you that instead of drawing on a piece of paper or a canvas, you can also draw on your shirt. And most people who find out is when they actually do what's that thing called? I forgot what it's called, but it's like airbrush. People who do airbrush are the ones who usually find out that, oh wait, I can do this on shirts. And then from shirts, they start doing it on like vinyl cutting, and then from vinyl cutting they start doing screen printing, and before you know it, they're doing different medias and different type of prints, and that's when they start understanding that they can use their artwork to go further with it, instead of just putting it on a, what do you call that thing, on a canvas, a freaking blank canvas. And instead of trying to charge like hundreds of dollars, they could just charge like a few dollars for a shirt, make 100 shirt. What the heck, man?
Please take the parking ticket. Please enter following the guidance.
But yeah, anyways. This is nice. I am early for work. My whole goal this year is to be on time for the man, and I even look earlier. I don't care what it takes. I'm doing a live. I got one of the best print shops ever, right? In my opinion, because I created it. So in my opinion, it's the best. In your opinion, yours might be the best. But either way, actually, I can show you this. Here it is. Look. Bam.